Before the industrialization of the world that occurred in the 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th centuries, the world was much healthier and a better place, not in terms of hygiene, but in terms of food manufacturing. After those decades of industrialization process, now we have the results of that period, and they're horrible.
Diabetes, heart disease,
autism,
cancer,
infertility.
One of the products invented during this period is seed oils, a cheaper alternative that replaced 80% of dietary fat. But guess what people used to bake and fry their food in ancient times and before that? Yes, you're right. They used animal fat, butter, and olive oil, things that are nowadays demonized by the media. But there is another important question. When and why did we start using those seed oils? Back in the 1700s and 1800s, there was a company named Procter & Gamble, known for making soaps and candles. These soaps were made of natural animal fat like beef tallow. The problem was the significant expenses for making that soap, so the company started searching for alternatives. One of them was cottonseed oil.
And James N. Gamble was the son of the founding Gamble, so he, over a decade, devised an all-vegetable oil soap. He takes that to his...
They started diversifying their products, and that's how we got Crisco.
New Crisco oil with no additives. Let the taste of your light cooking come through. Healthy appetite! New Crisco oil for today's healthy appetites.
Dietary fat that is mostly made of vegetable oils. And let's be clear once and for all, these oils are called seed oils, not vegetable oils. But seed oils and vegetable oils are the same thing, right? In reality, yes, but in this situation, they use the name vegetable oils to disguise it as healthy.
And they're not really vegetable oils. I mean, it sounds so lovely, doesn't it? You know, they're not made from vegetable oils. Vegetables, like broccoli or anything, they're made from seeds and beans. They actually should be called seed oils.
Why are we consuming 80 grams of seed oils a day when our great-grandfathers consumed only 3 grams of it per day? This is when the American Heart Association, known as AHA, got into the game. In the 1940s and 50s, there were several studies about how bad seed oils impact the human body, like this one, where scientists found out that if a person consumes seed oils, they have 50% more chance of getting cancer and dying from it. This is what they never told you about seed oils. In this period, there was a really small organization in the US called the American Heart Association. And it was small because heart diseases were not a big problem at that time. But after those studies, it became very popular and big. Let's see how. The owners of big companies like Procter & Gamble needed someone to reject those statements and facts about their oil. And after AHA received $1.5 million from a known source, their campaign has started. Now they have an approved health organization run by corrupt men who are supporting their business and seed oil scam. All that stuff happened in 1961, as you can see here. Their best argument for why seed oils are good for you is that they lower cholesterol in your body by 13%. And at that time, the whole world believed in the lipid hypothesis. In this hypothesis, they said that lipids, fats and cholesterol are the main cause of atherosclerosis and other heart and blood issues.
So butter your bacon.
Yes, Father.
Bacon up that sausage, boy.
But Dad, my heart hurts.
But surprisingly, dietary cholesterol does not affect cholesterol in blood lipids.
What was known in 1960, but somehow escaped everybody's imagination until finally the American Heart Association acknowledged this a few years ago, is that the cholesterol you eat does not really make it into your body.
This is one of the big questions that I got when I told people I was going to eat an animal-only diet for a month. They're like, what about your cholesterol? What are you going to do about your... And I'll be like, ugh. And then I try to tell them that dietary cholesterol does not raise cholesterol in your blood lipids. Like if you asked a doctor that doesn't have a lot of nutrition training about HDL and LDL, what would they tell you?
At a very high level, they would say HDL's good, LDL's bad. You want less LDL and you want more HDL. So this is the exact same data stratified by a third variable. And this is what is never considered with LDL, in my opinion. The lipid hypothesis is flawed because it's incomplete. It misses the third variable or fourth variable. In this stratification, we've looked at HDL. We've looked at the quote, good cholesterol, which we really don't know a whole lot about, probably an immune participant, but HDL levels do correlate with metabolic health, synonymous with insulin resistance. So what can we say about these people? This is the exact same data that I've split into four lines here. Those with the lowest level of HDL are the most metabolically unhealthy. They have a pretty good risk, relative risk of cardiovascular disease as LDL increases. But look at the bottom. Look at the people who are most insulin sensitive. There's essentially no correlation, or the correlation is massively different between people with a high HDL, good metabolic health, and LDL increasing. Does that make sense?
It says increasing LDL is very little increase in the cardiovascular disease risk with high HDL.
Yeah. So as you increase your LDL,
as long as you have high HDL, increasing LDL has very little risk.
Very little cardiac risk. And we see that over and over and over.
So, cholesterol that you ingest through food does not raise or lower cholesterol in your blood lipids. Dietary cholesterol is very important for regulating levels of hormones in your body. For men, it is very important for your body to produce testosterone and so on. But we are not going to talk a lot about this chemical. And I'm pretty sure that it will be discussed in future videos. They will tell you that butter is bad because of cholesterol and its correlation with heart issues. But if we look at this graph, it is obvious how this line, which represents the usage of seed oils, and this line, which represents the number of people with heart diseases, are correlating. Now, you can say that it is a coincidence, but take a look at this study and its results. Seed oils are made of seeds, but you cannot make them at your home like butter, lard, and olive oil. So there are companies that will do that for you. But there's one issue: you will not know what they will do to make it. In the process of making seed oils, there are few steps, and in those steps, they're adding toxic chemicals, solvents like hexane, a neurological toxin that will damage cells of your brain and spinal cord. Bleaches, because seed oil is very dark and looks like petroleum if there are no bleaches in it.
Now we're going to start the addition of highly processed volatile chemicals, solvents, chemicals being added to the fat that you're being told is healthy. We have a team of scientists trying to figure out what to do here because dark, disgusting oil. Now we're going to add bleach. So let's bleach this oil. Don't worry, we get it all out. Trust us.
They will add deodorants that will alleviate the smell of oil.
Canola oil would smell rancid if they didn't add these chemicals. You would never consume it ever.
They will make something disgusting into something edible with those chemicals, which is pure evil. In fact, let's check how butter is made. Butter is made of boiled milk that is then cooled. Over the milk, a fat layer will form, and that fat should be picked up and removed from the rest of the milk. That fat is then called butter after cooling it for 12 hours. We encourage you to search up how lard, beef tallow, or olive oil is made at home so you can see that there are no poisonous chemicals in those fats. Seed oils are mainly polyunsaturated fats, and in most cases they are higher in omega-6 and lower in omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-6 fatty acids can only get into our body through the food that we eat. The normal ratio between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids in the human body should be 1 to 4 per 1. Today's human diet has a much larger ratio of 15 to 17 per 1. In seed oils, like canola oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, and cottonseed oil, the ratio between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids is very high. The worst example is cottonseed oil's ratio of 258 per 1. This big ratio can cause inflammation, and chronically elevated inflammation can be a cause of cancer and many other diseases. Seed oils oxidize very quickly, and due to oxidation, they can create lipid peroxides and free radicals, chemicals that can very easily degrade cells, proteins, and DNA. Oxidation can happen when seed oils are exposed to light or high temperature, and as we know, they are always exposed to light because of transparent plastic packages. Oxidation can lead to chronically high oxidative stress, liver problems, and infertility. And we all know that there will be some people saying that they don't want kids, so to them fertility doesn't matter. But whether you want to have kids or not, we can agree that every healthy human should be fertile and should be able to have kids. So to summarize, If you are using seed oils, you have high chances of getting cancer, screwing up your hormones, being infertile, and many more issues. What should you do? First things first, never use seed oils. You should avoid the following products and products that contain them: soybean oil, flaxseed oil, cottonseed oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, rapeseed oil, corn oil. Instead of that, use animal fat like butter, beef, or lamb tallow, ghee, and lard. If you're not using animal fat, don't worry, there are still healthy plant-based alternatives like olive oil. In the best case scenario, you will use animal fats made from your own animals, or you will buy animal fats directly from farmers who are raising those animals properly. If you are buying olive oil, be aware that it is pesticide-free and 100% organic. Watch out for highly processed foods because they contain seed oils. You should keep in mind that many restaurants use seed oil. I suggest you not to eat in restaurants where there is highly processed food like McDonald's, KFC, and Burger King. If you are not cooking your meals, share this video with a family member who is doing that for you. Not only will you benefit from this, but they will too. Spread the message about seed oils and make people healthier and stronger. Thank you for watching this documentary.